Scaling AI is an investment game. We'll share our framework to classify initiatives, a prioritization grid to place bets, and practical guidance on where to start. You'll see why early momentum often comes from foundational, lower-risk use cases, many powered by out-of-the-box models, before moving to bigger, transformative plays. We'll also define drivers, KPIs, and the cross-functional roles that keep models and ROI healthy over time. So let's take a look at some of the considerations that there is for AI investment. When organizations start scaling AI, one of the biggest challenges is fostering an investment mindset. AI doesn't behave like a typical project where you can predict costs and returns on a clean spreadsheet. It behaves more like a portfolio of opportunities, some low risk and predictable. Some are more experimental, but potentially transformative. So that's why with AI, we encourage users to think a bit like venture capitalists. You're making informed bets, investing in ideas that may take time to mature, but that can unlock long-term value. The reality is, most AI models require significant upfront effort before you can even measure their effectiveness. You have to collect and prepare data, train and test models, and wait to see how they perform in the real world. And even once deployed, models evolve, they learn, they drift, and they require maintenance in ways that's hard to forecast. So that uncertainty can feel uncomfortable, but it's also where innovation lives. The key is to approach AI investment with both curiosity and discipline, funding the right mix of proven use cases and future bets guided by a clear framework for prioritization. And that's exactly what we'll look at next, a simple model to help you evaluate where to focus, when to scale, and how to balance risk with impact. So when it comes to AI investment, not every project needs to be a moonshot. Some drive immediate value by optimizing what you already do well, and others are bold bets that can reshape your business entirely. At Microsoft, we use what's called the Horizon framework to think about this balance. It helps leaders organize AI initiatives across 3 levels of ambition, from strengthening today's core operations to imagining what's possible tomorrow. So, Horizon 1. This focuses on running the business, improving efficiency and performance in the processes that you already rely on. So think of it as your foundation. Maybe it's using AI to speed up quality control, automate reporting, or streamline customer service. These projects deliver measurable impact quickly and often pay for themselves through simply productivity gains. Horizon 2 is about growing your business, using AI to create new experiences, insights, or differentiators that can set you apart. So for example, manufacturers are using IoT and AI together to predict maintenance needs and optimize energy usage, not only cutting costs, but also offering smarter services to their customers. Then there's Horizon 3. Now, this is where AI becomes transformational. It's where organizations start reimagining what it is that they do, shifting products to services or creating entirely new value models. In our manufacturing example, that might look like moving to an electronics as a service model powered by AI recommendations and predictive analytics. What is powerful about this framework is that it helps you see the whole picture. It's about efficiency and innovation, and doing both of those things intentionally. The healthiest AI strategies invest across these 3 horizons, improving today, evolving tomorrow, and preparing for what's next. Now, once you've identified potential AI opportunities, the next challenge is deciding, well, where are we going to focus first? That's where simple prioritization grid like this can help. Across the horizontal axis, we look at how broad or strategic the initiative is. On the left, tactical efforts tend to live within a single team or function, maybe a marketing team automating reporting, or a finance group using AI for forecasting. And then on the right, strategic efforts have an organization-wide impact. So things like AI-enabled customer experience or supply chain operations that reshape how the business functions. Then, along the vertical axis, we consider the business model itself. Initiatives lower on the grid strengthen what already exists. They improve efficiency, reduce costs, make teams more resilient to disruption. Higher on the grid, we move towards innovation, new revenue streams entirely, new value propositions, and even entirely different business models. So, you think about all of your initiatives, and then as you start to map them, you'll see patterns emerge. Some will cluster in Horizon 1, so you can help the business run better as quickly as possible. Others will point more towards Horizon 2 or even Horizon 3. So this is where collaboration becomes essential. Bringing in your CFO, other key stakeholders to help validate the assumptions around cost, risk, and the potential return so that we can turn an abstract idea into more of an informed investment plan. So while this grid looks analytical, its real purpose is creative. It helps organizations see where's the boldest ideas and where are the most practical opportunities so that we can invest accordingly. Speaking of investments, after we identify all of these fun new AI opportunities, the next question is where to begin. The most effective approach is to start with initiatives that are achievable, low risk, and easy to scale, and then you build from there. So in the bottom left quadrant of this framework, this is where we find those foundational projects that strengthen core operations. Quick wins, automating repetitive processes, enhancing forecasting accuracy, improving customer interactions. What makes them powerful is their accessibility. There are now countless pre-built AI models and tools available off the shelf that can be customized for your needs. They're affordable, easy to deploy, and they let teams see tangible results even more quickly. So the early successes that you find here in Horizon 1, they help to build technical confidence and establish trust among the organization to help prove that AI is not just a concept, it's something that we're working as a capability of our organization. As confidence grows, that's where we get into the upper right of this scale, the more transformative initiatives. These projects involve developing custom models, integrating AI into new services, or even rethinking the elements of your business model. They do take more time and resources and often require collaboration with partners, but they can also open the door to so much more innovation and specifically innovations that your competitors can't easily duplicate. So starting with the accessible tools and then demonstrating clear outcomes and then scaling to more ambitious goals creates a path that's both sustainable and strategically sound, a steady evolution from experimentation to transformation. Now, once you've chosen which AI initiatives to move forward with, the next step is defining how you're going to measure success. Every initiative should have a clear sense of what value it is expected to create and how you'll know when it's working. So we can think about these measures in two broad categories: financial drivers and quality measures. First, financial drivers look at the direct economic impact of your AI projects. So that includes things like revenue growth, better cost management, and the improved use of capital. So for example, automation might reduce manual effort and lower operational costs, while predictive analytics might help increase sales through smarter targeting or improved forecasting. Now, quality measures, on the other hand, help track performance beyond the balance sheet. Things like accuracy, process speed, and the employee or customer satisfaction. These are often the first indicators that your AI investment is creating real value. When a process becomes faster and when output becomes more reliable, users will start to trust the tool, and those are powerful signs of traction. As with any investment, it's also worth building financial models to weigh risk and return. So partnering closely with your finance teams and leaders to align on metrics like the total addressable market, the net present value, and the internal rate of return. These models will not only help to justify the investment, but also ensure long-term accountability. And finally, treat this process as iterative. Don't wait until the end to measure results. Review progress at key milestones, learn from early data, and then adjust the approach as needed. This continuous evaluation helps organizations make smarter decisions and ensure that any AI project, big or small, stays connected and measured its business value. AI transformation doesn't belong to one team, it belongs to everyone. Successful adoption happens when people across the business, IT, operations, each understand their role and how they bring AI to life. So think of it as a collaboration between three core skill areas: domain understanding, AI skills, and IT expertise. When these overlap, the technical teams work alongside people who know the business best. And that's where we can have even more meaningful innovation. Business leaders and chief digital officers play a crucial role in setting the vision. They define where AI can drive the most value and ensure that initiatives are aligning with strategy and responsible use. Human resources professionals help to build the culture, identifying skills the organization needs, preparing the teams for change, ensuring that employees are empowered rather than replaced. And IT teams, they provide the technical backbone, ensuring the infrastructure, data, and security are in place to support these solutions at scale. Once these solutions are in motion, every group has shared ownership. So that means measuring business performance and ROI, monitoring how models perform over time, and continuously improving based on what the data shows. It also means listening to feedback from users, whether it's employees or customers, and making sure that AI continues to serve the people well. So at the executive level, leadership carries the ultimate responsibility for AI strategy, investment decisions, and governance. But the most successful organizations create an environment where ideas and accountability are distributed, where every team understands how AI fits into their work and feels empowered to shape how it grows. You now have a structured way to scale. Begin with accessible, low-risk models, build trust and skill, and then progress towards transformative innovation. Now, at this point, you can apply everything you've learned into our next module. And you'll do this by choosing the path that best reflects your organization, whether it's finance, healthcare, manufacturing, retail, sustainability, or nonprofits, and see how these ideas can come together in real-world scenarios.